sophomore, 3 years, ain't picked a career. She's like, fuck it, I'll just stay on her or do it, cause that's enough money to buy her new pants and new pants, cause the baby daddy don't really care. She's so precious with the peer pressure, couldn't afford a car, so she named her daughter Alexis.
Honestly, I should fuck with me, a wife to be.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna give you guys a nude kind of look. It's pretty nude. The key to today's look, sorry, is that I'm only gonna be using 7, yes, 7, you heard that right, 7 brushes. I know a lot of people struggle with figuring out which brush to use for what part of your face, or kind of, you know, whether it should be for eyeshadow or highlight, or what facial brushes to use. And my mom specifically actually asked me to do a video on only using a certain amount of brushes so that when she goes to the store, she knows which brushes that she needs to buy. This video, again, I'm only using 7 brushes. I'm gonna be doing this full face. I probably won't use lashes today because I want it to be more of like a natural look. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys, you know, keep watching. These are the 7 brushes. Wait, 1, 2, 3, okay, these are 6 brushes. Okay, there's 6 brushes, and the 7th brush is actually a sponge. These are like the go-to brushes that I use, and as I'm going through the tutorial, well, brushes and sponge, and as I go through the tutorial, I'll be explaining why I use which brush for which part of my face, or if they have multiple, like I can use them for different parts of my face, then I'll explain that too. But a quick rundown, so the first brush is a stiff, small, angled brush. I use it for my eyebrows, mostly when I'm like filling them in. Pretty, you know, basic, stiff, angled. The second brush I'm going to be using is another stiff brush, but this time it's flat and not angled. And this one I use for my eyebrows too, but this is for the concealer aspect of my eyebrows when I'm cleaning them up, and so they don't look so crazy like they do right now. Next 3 brushes that I'm going to show you are all for eyeshadow / blending. So this first one here is just a small fluffy brush. It's small, it's fluffy, it's rounded, a little bit tapered on the sides, but it's not angled or anything, and I use this for my crease. The second eyeshadow brush I'm going to show you is for my lid, and it's a flat rounded brush like this, also pretty small. Yeah, the bristles are a little bit stiffer because I use this to pat product on instead of like blending it out. It's more of like a patting motion. This third brush that I use for my eyeshadow is a bigger fluffy brush that I use for blending. This one is a MAC brush, but I'm not sure if they still sell them anymore or if they're sold out because it's a bit older. But I do love this brush. I use this brush all the time. I rarely actually put product on the brush. I usually just keep it as is, and I use it to blend out the existing product that's already on my face. The second to last brush I'm showing you, this is brush number 6, and this is a rounded angled brush. It's not like some brushes are flat angled. Let me see if I can show you guys one. So this one, for instance, is a flat angled brush. See how it's flat? And this one is not flat, it's actually rounded. So it's like this. And last but not least is number 7, which is a sponge. This one is from Real Techniques, I believe. It used to be orange, it's actually a little bit dirty. I didn't wash it after the last time I used it, so it's covered in foundation, but it's okay, I'll clean it. Actually, who am I kidding? I'm not gonna clean it, honestly, before I do this video, so it's fine, whatever. But hey, as long as you clean your brushes and sponges regularly, it's cool. I personally don't clean mine after every single use because who has the time? Like, not me. So yeah, these are the Magic 7 that I'll be using today to create this look, and I hope you guys like it. Keep watching. First things first, I'm gonna do my eyebrows. Usually I do my brows first and then I do my eyeshadow If I'm gonna wear eyeliner, I do that, then I put on my lashes, and then I actually do my foundation, concealer, and contour. All of that stuff is actually last. So I know some people like to do their like base, like their foundation and stuff first, but for me personally, when I'm doing like a look that has a lot of eyeshadow, sometimes I get fallout under my eyes and I don't feel like cleaning, like it's hard to clean sometimes. I just do my eyeshadow first and then I do everything else after that so that it cleans itself and I don't have to worry about it. This is the first brush I introduced to you guys. It's the stiff, flat, angled brush. I'm also gonna be using this Brow This Way brow sculpting kit from Rimmel London. I'll probably put pictures up in this corner so that you guys can see because sometimes it's hard to tell if it's blurry or not. I don't have a viewfinder on my camera, so I'm just looking into the lens and hoping that I'm in focus. So hopefully I am. Otherwise I'm gonna have to redo this video and I'm gonna be upset. So with my eyebrows, I usually start in this section right here where my eyebrow bends, and then I take it out to the tail, and then I slowly work my way towards the inner brow. My brows are actually pretty messy because I have not tweezed or waxed them in a minute. Like, it's been a minute, probably a few months. And I actually have my own wax pot. I just have been lazy, to be honest. Like when you get that end of the semester like struggle and you can't really do anything and you're just trying to like study and get through it, and apart from studying you just want to lay in the bed. Ain't no wax in my brows, bitch. Nah fam, ain't doing it. So now I went out to the tail, and it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm gonna clean it up with concealer anyway, but I'm just trying to get them nice and filled so that I don't have any like gaps or I'm not looking spacey. I slowly work my way to the inside. Once I get to the inner corner up here, I start to change my stroke motion, I guess. When I'm out here in the outer corner of my brow, the outer end of my brow, I'm kind of doing like a sideways motion. But then once I get towards this part here where my hairs are going straight up, I switch up the motion to match the natural flow of my brows so they're not looking so crazy. Yes, they're a little dark, but it'll come together, don't worry. Like, it's not just gonna be like chola brows. No offense to cholas, but that's just not my style. Again, they don't have to be perfect because I'm gonna clean them up. I know I left some product right here, but it's gonna get whisked away in a second. So yeah, that was the first brush. Next brush is again this stiff, flat brush that I'm gonna be using with my concealer to help these babies not look so crazy. The concealer I'm using today is from Rimmel London again, which is the same brand that I use for my brows, my Browkit. This one is Rimmel London Match Perfection Concealer. It's in the shade 245 Light. It has like one of these paintbrushy kind of a paintbrush like applicator, but I personally don't like to use that. I like to use like another brush. I feel like I have more control when I use like a stiff flat brush like this. So I'm just putting the product on the brush like so. I'm gonna kind of clean them up so they don't look so crazy. My eyebrows about to be on fleek. The fuck? I wonder if that woman who made that Vine actually got paid. Like, you know how when you create like sayings that get hella popular, like fleek, does she get paid for that? Because, you know, she needs to come collect her coin because everybody uses that word, like everyone. Since my brows are actually like, they haven't been plucked in a while and I have a lot of hairs like straggler hairs underneath my brow, I'm actually gonna put some product right here under the brow so that it's clean. It looks clean even though it's really not. And to be so honest, I'm not a beauty guru. Like, I'm not a professional. I just be doing what I do. But a lot of people ask me about how I do my makeup, or, you know, for tips and stuff like that about my hair and stuff, so I figured this is why I'm doing it. Like, I am by no means a professional though, so it's probably gonna be how I leave my brows. My brows are sisters and not twins, so they're not gonna look, you know, exactly alike, but I did my best. So yeah, these are the brows. I'm pulling the product that I put under my brow. I'm kind of patting it out, like blending it out a little bit so that it's not so crazy, but stuff on the top I'm probably gonna leave that because I'm gonna put my foundation on anyway, like later, so it's not really necessary for me to like blend it out right now, honestly. But I'm gonna blend the bottom out a little bit, like pull it down. So now I'm gonna prime my lid for my eyeshadow. This is from Urban Decay. It is the primer potion, pretty popular. I think it's about $20, $22 maybe. I'm only putting on a little bit on my finger. You don't need a lot, and I'm gonna just pat this all over my lid. I remember when this song Ultralight Beam was like all over the radio, like it drove me insane. But now that I'm listening to it and like it's been months and stuff like that, like this song still slaps, like still a banger for sure. Like Chance the Rapper's verse, quality. First I'm going to go in with a base or transition shade. I'm gonna be using, remember these 3 brushes that I showed you for my eyeshadow? I'm using this crease brush first, which is this small little fluffy one. And then I'm gonna go in with the lid and then I'll clean it up and blend it out with the blending one. So to start for my transition color, I'm gonna use my Morphe 350 palette. Shout out to Jaylene, she bought this for me. She is a gem and my favorite person ever. I really love these colors because they're all pretty like warm and kind of fall-y. Like I know it's January, but I like to use this color up here for my transition shade, like my very first color that I'm gonna apply, and then I'm gonna pack on more to give it that depth. And I'm just packing it in to the crease and dragging it out a little bit. I'm trying to keep it pretty low. I have a lot of eyelid space. I've been blessed. Thanks, Mom. I don't want to bring the color too high right now because I can always raise the color later, but I want it to be kind of lower for now. I'm just having fun with it. You know that a nigga was lost. I laugh in my head because I bet that my ex looking back like a pillar of salt. See, this verse, Chance the Rapper, he knows what it is. We on an ultralight beam. So yeah, this is the transition. Now I'm gonna go in with a slightly darker color. I might just stick to this one palette because, I mean, I want to do a nude look and all of these colors are pretty nice. So I think I'm gonna go in with this shade next. Something to keep in mind is that when you're trying to blend or put eyeshadow on, you always want to go light and then kind of slightly darker, then slightly darker, then slightly darker, or however many layers you want to put on. But it's best to go light to dark so that it blends out and it's not like super harsh lines because you're trying to like pack on really dark color and then just slap a light one on top and try to blend that out. Good luck. I mean, you can, but it's definitely best to go from lighter and then darker, 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 darker. I'm trying to really pack this color in this outer corner here. The eyeshadow for me definitely takes the longest, and I'm not a very patient person, so I try to rush through it, you know, 90% of the time, but since I'm recording for you guys and I want it to look good, you know, you guys slow me down. Next, I'm using this lid brush. It's flat and rounded. Again, it has like stiffer bristles because I'm gonna use it to pat the product on my lid. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use this one. It's called Amber. It's on the top right of the palette, second to the end. Love this color actually. I don't use it as often as I'd like, but I do love it. I like this color because it's like a coppery kind of color, but it has this like rusty orange kind of undertone, which is nice. So now I have it all over my lid and I'm looking like a wild child. But I'm going to go back in with my crease brush again, which is this one, remember? I'm just going to go back in with this one and kind of touch up the crease a little bit. And then at the end, I will blend everything out with the blending brush that I talked about earlier. Now that I've blended the product a little bit with the crease brush and that added spice eyeshadow color, I'm going to use that same lid brush that I use, which is this one. Remember this one? And I'm gonna take that spice color and also this color, this amber color, the glittery, coppery kind of color that I put on my lid. And I'm gonna just smear a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit underneath my eye. Usually when I use like a lot of eyeshadow like I did today, I feel the need to balance out my eyes because I don't like it when my eyes look so top heavy. So especially if I do like dramatic eyeliner and lashes and all of that, I like to put shadow a little bit on the bottom as well as like a lot of mascara so that it's more like evened out and I don't just look like crazy on the top and nothing on the bottom. Now I'm going to use this same brush again. I'm going to kind of like clean it up a little with a tissue, kind of get some of the excess product off. And I'm going to go in with my Tarteist Pro To Go palette. It looks like this. And I'm going to use this gold color down here. It's called Hype. I love this color. I use it in my inner corner of my eye as well as under my brow bone. It looks crazy right now, but it's going to get blended out. Now I'm going to finally use this last brush. Remember, the last of the eyeshadow trio. It's a big fluffy brush. It's tapered a little bit to kind of a point, and it's from MAC. Like I said before, I'm not sure if they still sell this. If you guys want to look it up, it's the MAC 224. It's an older brush, but I adore this brush. I use it to blend. I don't ever put any product on it, so there's no product on this brush. So yeah, I'm gonna use this to blend out everything and make it kind of look, you know, better than it does right now. Oh, blend it to the gods, I do take my eyeshadow pretty high up to my brow bone because I just like that look. Like, I just really like eyeshadow and I have a lot of space, so why not use it? I'm just using kind of like small circular motions to blend it out. Yeah, and that's it for the eyeshadow. As I said before, I'm probably not going to use any eyeliner because I want it to be more of a natural look, so I'm going to just slap on some mascara really quick. This is the mascara I'm going to be using. It's lengthening and volumizing mascara. It's from e.l.f. It's about $3, super cheap. Bought it at Walmart or Target, something like that. I love e.l.f. products. I mean, yeah, they are inexpensive and I'm on a college budget, but they're not half bad, you know? So yeah, that's it for the eyes. That's all I'm gonna do. Now I'm going to move on to my face, which is my personal favorite part. So number 6 out of 7 is, again, this rounded, angled, fluffy brush that I'm going to be using for my contour, like bronzer and stuff like that. Lastly is my Real Techniques blending sponge that I use for my foundation and my concealer. Since I'm starting my face, I'm going to put some primer on. This is from e.l.f. again. This is Mineral Infused Face Primer. I'm going to put about a little bit smaller than a dime sized amount on my fingers. I didn't mean to flip you guys off, actually, sorry, but that's just kind of how it happened. My foundation that I'm using is Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless in the shade 322, which is Warm Honey. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on the back of my palm. I'm not gonna put a lot on, actually, because we're going for like not, you know, super hefty coverage. I'm gonna go in with my sponge. I'm going to just dab it into the foundation and put it all over my face. Again, this sponge is from Real Techniques. I think they have a 2-pack that you can buy for like $10.99. I love this sponge, to be honest. It's my favorite. There's a Tarte sponge, like a Tarte blending sponge that I want to try, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. This one is pretty nice. And I bought mine at Ulta. Sometimes I like to, when I put my foundation on, I like to spray my sponge with like a water or a squirt bottle filled with water because I like a wet application sometimes. It just depends on if I'm in the mood. Today I did not wet my sponge, but I mean, it's okay. Like the product's still gonna get on your face, so it don't really matter. Next, I'm going to go in with my contour. So again, I'm using angled rounded brush. Yeah. And I'm gonna be using this Shapeshifter palette from Urban Decay, sorry. It's called Urban Decay Naked Skin Shapeshifter, for those of you who wanna know. And I'm using this shade right here. Sorry, I don't like when the mirror shows in the camera, but here on the bottom, I'll be using this bottom shade. And I'm gonna come up here to make my 5 head not so large and in charge, if you know what I mean. And I'm gonna come under here to give my jawline some extra help in the definition area. But make sure that you pull the color all the way down your neck because you don't want to be one of those people that your face and your neck don't match. That's always pretty embarrassing. You don't really need a small brush for this, but I personally like to use one. But you could use your same angled brush if you wanted. It doesn't matter. So I have my bronzer on now. And last but not least is my highlight. I'm going to be using this highlighter from Colourpop. It's called Butterfly Beach. It's a super shock cheek. It's pearlized, which means it's kind of a whiter highlight, not so much like a gold highlight. But I love this color. It's so nice. I'm just going to use my fingers to apply. I'm going to go up my nose, a little bit up here, in between my brows, all of the kind of high points of my face. I'm going to come under my eye over here. Then, to top it all off, this one is from Milani. This is like my go-to nude kind of matte color. It's called Matte Beauty. It's number 69. I just really love this color. Like, it's nice. It's nice. Now for the super last step. Sorry, I know that I keep saying like, and next and lastly. Okay. This is from NYX. It's my matte finishing setting spray. It was about $7.99. Also bought it at Ulta. And this is just gonna help everything kind of stay put. This is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and getting ready with me this morning. I went for kind of like a more low-key, nudie, like coppery kind of look, and I hope you guys really enjoyed it. So don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and look forward to my next video. Bye! Deuces!
Come on, come on.
And when it falls down, who you gon' call now? Come on, come on.
And when it all falls down,
I say fuck the police, that's how I treat them. We buy our way out of jail, but we can't buy freedom. We buy a lot of clothes, but we don't really need them. Things we buy to cover up what's inside, cause they made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. That's why shorties holler where the ball is at.
drug dealer by
Okay, I'm done, I'm done.
And a white man.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, this was a get ready with me. I know I talk a lot, I know I ramble and kind of get off topic, but I appreciate you guys staying till the end of this video and, you know, sticking through it with me. And I hope to see you guys next time. Deuces!